Why,
Hey
hello.
everyone.
Hello, YouTube world and Instagram world.
Welcome to our 35th episode, but our first episode with a guest.
Yeah, this is going to be
We
fun.
have Jeff from Bald Head Balls
Not
that I
bald headed
completely
balls.
mangled all our social with and put bald headed balls. So I apologize to Jeff backstage.
We have a learning curve as well. So,
Yes.
shout outs
Um,
to Heart of the Python, 319 Reptiles, Zura, Denny's Sorrell, 8209 on YouTube, Scott on Instagram, Angel on Instagram. What up, everyone?
yeah. Hey everybody. Like, share, subscribe, get your friends in here. Should be a fun one.
Should be a fun one, yes.
And roll that fabulous bean footage.
Let's do it.
Hey, we're back. 10 seconds
Let's
later. Magic.
break.
Weekly recap. I mean, really, I think the big thing was we had the AARPE this weekend here in Castle Rock, Colorado. And Trevor was so kind to give me half of a table to put stuff on, since I am still on the wait list. How'd it go, Trevor?
Well, Josh was so kind to help me vend and put up with my kids and let me go to the bathroom and 30,000 times and go fuck around with other vendors. So it went great. It was definitely worth going. It was a little slower. I talked to Lauren after the show about the numbers. And it was about 500 less through the door than last fall. Obviously, you can't compare it to like a snake discovery show or something like that, where
Yeah.
there were record-hitting numbers. But I feel like the shows that we've done here recently have been lower attendance than normal. But all in all, it was a good show. Good to see people from out of town. Good to find new homes for some animals, and definitely worth it. Definitely worth going. So,
Yep.
and I know a couple vendors had their best show ever. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Love that.
It overlapped. We both have kids, and
Yeah.
Friday night where they have the VIP overlapped with trunk or treats for all our kids.
Yes.
So we we ended up having to set up and take off right away. And I know some people had really good VIP Fridays
Yeah.
just in that couple hours where they were open for people to come in. So sucks, but I like what else are you going to do, right? If you don't go to the show, you're not going to sell anything.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Instead,
what's up, local fishermen?
what up?
I think that's really it for the week.
Yeah.
Like that was the big thing. So,
I think you're right. I think you're right. There was quite a few shows this weekend though too, all around the country.
yeah, there were a lot this weekend.
Yeah. So tomorrow night I will be on Adam's show with a panel of other guests talking about all the different shows that went on, and we'll get the inside scoop on how Nashville went and some of the other shows as well, and
Yep.
see how the country did on shows this weekend.
Morph market, we are up 573 animals from last week. But we are still down 1,411 from 34 weeks ago.
Not bad.
So we're almost back up to where we were when we started this thing. Deal of the week. So I got a 1.2 for people. Double het hypo clown group. It's a male Pistave double het hypo clown, a female spot nose double het hypo clown, and a normal double het hypo clown. All of them for 200 plus shipping.
Sweet.
So get yourself a hypo clown project, a 1.2 for 200 bucks, 200 bucks plus shipping. All of them are at about 400 grams.
All right.
The male's like almost ready to go, and the females are, year and a half off or so.
All right.
But if you have some other stuff and just want to improve your Hypo Clown project, $200 plus shipping.
Not bad. Not bad. And if you're local, you don't have to pay shipping.
That's right.
Josh has a vehicle.
I
So
do.
my deal for the week, I'll also do a 1.2 as well. I'll do a male chocolate pastel yellow belly DG pos het hypo, female enchi het DG, and a female pastel het DG. Both the females are around 500 grams, and the male is around 400 grams. And I'll do it for $200 also, plus shipping. So
there you go.
You got that deal running through till next week.
Yep.
We got some more people over on IG. We got Genetic Fusion, Flawless. What up? Choke Artist, Clowning Around Pythons. I think that's everybody new.
Man, I wish I could see the Instagram chat, because Instagram seems to be popping more than anything. Other news, Reptile Ads, your hat. Little ad placement there. They go live tomorrow.
Unless you have Husbandry Pro, then you get a access code to get in whenever it was earlier. But it's open to the public starting tomorrow. So, and if you don't know what it is, look up Para Parts or Zach on IG and just message the crap out of him to find out what's going on.
Yeah, just send them messages over and over again.
Over and over.
It.
Yes.
Local news. There was a wildlife meeting here, and it looks like they may deregulate some species. It sounds like they're still looking for input, but we might be able to keep hognose here.
Woohoo!
And it's to prevent people from going out and catching them in the wild and depleting the population out in the wild. Still not for sure. They're still discussing it. I still need to watch the whole video, but that'll be super cool. And I think some other things are on that list too, like garter snakes, pine snakes. I don't know if bull snakes were on there, but there was. I think it's going to help a lot, especially the shows and having variety of stuff at the shows. So big news. I'm super happy about that. So if it goes through, otherwise I'll be angry and upset and mean and grumpy when we do our shows.
I won't have to go out herping looking for albinos and storm clouds and sable condas anymore. So I can just go to the local breeder and buy them. Sweet.
That's right. I think that's it. I think we just want to expedite getting Jeff on here, and
I think we should.
To Jeff.
Thanks for listening to us for 8.5 minutes. Let's get the star of the show out here.
Yeah. Jeff, welcome.
Can you hear us?
Evening, guys.
How's it going, Jeff?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Thanks for joining us on our first ever guest appearance show. We are looking forward to once a month. Well, except for we won't do it next month since we're already scheduled out through the year. But from moving forward, we'd like to do once a month where we bring on a. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear an echo.
You hear an echo?
Like a lag in it. I don't know why. I can hear you. Then it comes. Oh, yeah.
You wanna jump off and try and jump back on?
Yeah, let me try that.
Okay.
All right.
What up, Nikki?
But yeah, we want to try to get somebody on every month. So if you are interested, you're a newer breeder or just somebody that's been kicking around for a while and you want to come on, let us know. I believe, Trevor, you have a form on your website at theballlabs.com.
Theballlabs.com.
To fill out, and we'll get you scheduled.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And
for those in the chat that have reached out, we'll get to you when we start scheduling for the new year.
Yes. We will.
and reach out and see when you can come on.
I think we already have January taken care of.
Yeah. We might have February taken care of too with somebody that's in the chat.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, there we go. Much better.
Okay.
Better?
Sweet.
Much better.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Jeff, for our first ever guest appearance show.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely. So, for anybody out there that doesn't know who you are, give us a little short intro on you, and we would like to learn as much as possible about you and see if we can help you out with anything.
Oh, well, gladly. Jeff, Ballhead Balls. I've been breeding only for about a year now. Still waiting on my first clutch. Got some things looking promising over here, playing the waiting game. Actually, I purchased my first ball python in like 96, 95, 96. I had a pair. Prior to that, I had a Burmese for a while. So I've always been into reptiles and then got out of it and then went to a show, saw a pied. That pied got the passion going again. And I went from, like everybody else's story, went from 1 to 60, 0 to 100 real quick, as they say. I told my wife I'd stop at 10. Now I'm about sixfold that. So, but just loving it, learning a lot. A lot's changed since since I bought my first ball python. A whole lot's changed, just in terms of the magnitude of the morphs, infrastructure, a lot, just so much, and there's so much to learn. And I'm just enjoying the ride. I feel like a kid. And I'm probably older than most of the people that, but
I think all three of us have gray hair. So I think
I had a whole lot, but but no, just learning as much as I can. I don't think I've done this much reading and kind of research in a long time. But what's that old saying? If you love what you do, it's not work. It's just
that's right.
So it's like I'm always looking for something to look at, to learn more, read more. I think I found, what's that book I just bought? The Reproductive Husbandry of Pythons and Boas.
Oh,
this book is old.
Yeah.
Is that a curly book?
Yeah, it's an old book. I can tell you who it's from. I can look at it. I don't remember the author, but really old book that I actually found, and I had to search for it. Couldn't find it on Amazon. Couldn't find it on Audible. All that's out of the question. Actually found it on Mercari.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but started reading that. Just again, it's for me. This journey is about learning and having fun, not taking it too seriously.
So what ended up getting you back into it? What was the trigger?
So two things. I went to a reptile show with my daughter. My daughter's 23. And we were just looking around. And I said, I think I'm going to get a snake. And she said, well, Miss Lynette, my wife, she said, she's going to kill you if you bring home a snake. I said, well, I got 9 lives. Let's take a chance. I bought it, brought it home. But then really what got me going is my daughter came one day and she doesn't live in town. She lives in Nashville. And she said, I want one, so I discovered Morph Market. Yeah.
The black hole.
Yes. The snake owner's crack dealer.
Legal online.
And I bought her. We found her a banana chocolate het desert ghost.
Okay.
And honestly, when we bought it, I didn't know anything about desert ghost. She liked it. She was like, "Ooh, I like the purple. It's got, I like the colors." So she bought that. I bought that pied, and then I don't know. I just started looking on YouTube and looking at Morph Market, and I was like, wow, you can make all of these things, different colors. Wow, you can make that, and then I saw a picture of a sunset, and I was like, all it had to do, it had me reeling it. I was on the hook at that point, So I bought started reading and said, oh, wait, if I get a het sunset female and a het sunset male, I can make that, And in my mind, I thought all I had to do was get that male, get that female, and I could make it. Problem is, I bought the female off of Facebook.
Okay.
And that thing was no more het than I am.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Luckily, it didn't cost me that much once I found out. But then I started learning more about, okay, let me stick with Morph Market, stick with some reputable buyers, and and then shed testing just kind of opened a door for me at that point. It was like, wow, wait a minute. So if I buy something, I can get it tested to ensure what I actually bought is what I think I bought is really
it's crazy how quick that came up. Cause I'm fairly new too. And we have a very similar path where I was into reptiles through the early 90s, late 80s, got out of it when I went to college in the mid 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And then my son asked for dart frogs for his birthday one year. And I'm like, I want to get a snake again. And ended up looking at ball pythons and going like, what is going on with these? They were like just brown snakes that were wild caught and had parasites when I was into reptiles before.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's really cool that you kind of got back into it with that.
Yeah. And then once I found the community, I was done. If you're not in the community, you have no idea that this kind of community exists.
I think we've talked about that, where like one of the things that you try to impart on new people is like, even for me as an introvert, is go out and meet people, talk to people at the shows, find the people that are interested in the same things that you are. I haven't, like, I know people are out there that are wang rods, but I haven't really met anybody that's just a straight, I don't want to deal with that person.
Yeah, I haven't either. And I'm sure I'll run into them.
Yeah.
And, I'll just keep walking. I'm not like, okay, your issue, not mine.
Yeah.
Keep moving on to the next person. But everybody I've met has been really helpful. I think, and I've gone to, I enjoy going to the shows. My wife is from Chicago. So when I heard about Tinley Park, I was like, oh, I can make this work.
Yeah.
I was like, don't you want to go see your parents in March?
For like a Saturday.
She was like, yeah, but why do you want to go to Chicago in March? I was like, well, so I told her about the show. And it's crazy. I remember we got there, and Wiz from Wiz Constrictors told me before Tinley Park, he said, hey, whatever you do, get the VIP pass. Really good advice. And I started reading, and I was like, wait, I can get there Friday and go in early and talk to breeders, and when it's not as crowded. So I did that. I had a chance to talk to so many breeders. It was almost overwhelming, because there's so much information, so many different morphs. And at that point, I really hadn't picked a path. I'm not sure I really picked a path right now, but but that went that Friday. That Saturday, I think I was up at like 6 a.m. and dressed like, that kid anxious to go to the first day of school. I had my clothes out. she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm going to get some breakfast and I'm going over there." She was like, "Well, come get me at lunchtime. Bye." So I went. I had those few hours at Tinley, and I've been hitting reptile shows as much as I can. I wanted to go to Nashville this past weekend, but I had some family in town. It would have been a double trip because my daughter's there, but my nephew came from DC, so we, stayed here in Georgia. But I love going to the shows and meeting the people who I see in the chats. Learned a lot just by jumping in these different Patreons. If you're new, one thing I would suggest is join a Patreon. Join a Patreon. Even if you join the lowest tier, the Discord alone, is just so valuable because there's conversations going on. And a lot of times I find myself not necessarily a part of the conversation, but reading it out and not participating, but learning like tons. Like, okay.
And it's searchable too. So like you could, like, if you ever have has somebody already asked this before and you can just search?
Yeah, I don't know if I've searched, but now that I know that. Just finding out a lot of different things, right? Not just the breeder side, but the business side. And I said I would make it, I said, okay, I'll make it a small business so I can write some of this stuff off and help myself in the process. And I think that might be the one thing that kind of took me back a little bit was the cost of it all.
Yeah.
It's not a cheap hobby by any means. But, sometimes you got to spend that money just to, and if what you want to do is what you love and it costs you money, I hear my mother in the back of my head,
I was actually talking to Trevor a little bit about this at the show where, I'm almost 5 years in and this is my second year breeding. I chose the path of getting hatchlings, raising them up, making sure I wanted to do this before, just buying proven breeders and ready to go. And my first year, I was like super happy. I got a couple clutches, sold a couple animals. This year, I'm at a point where what I've sold has already outweighed what I've spent on new animals.
Awesome.
And I'm just hoping that next year it gets to a point where I break even with like food and the equipment, because I'm still buying a lot of equipment, which is the most expensive
part. Yeah, I did the same thing. Bought a lot of hatchlings. I think I started buying sub-adult females probably 8-9 months in, because I knew those hatchling females still needed another year. Like I have some of those that I bought, some of those hatchling females that won't be ready this season. But I purchased enough sub-adults and a couple of proven breeders that, I should hopefully have some clutches coming soon. Got some good locks going on.
Nice.
And, hopefully that produces something. I don't, when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, if I sell them, fine. I want to sell them right because I don't want to have a million snakes that I can't do anything with.
Right.
But I'm not looking at it like, for instance, I bought a visual sunset, almost a year ago. So, I think about what I paid for it then versus what if I produce one now, what I'd get. And it's weird to me that it doesn't bother me.
No.
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
Like, oh well,
it's kind of the difference of like the people that got into it short term to try to make a buck versus the people that just love doing it and they're in it for the long term. I think that's one of the questions I have for you later when we start getting into it. Just about the differences between like what your plan is short term versus long term. But
short term, I'll tell you, short term is to get a clutch.
Yeah.
I think honestly, right now for me, I've read, I've watched YouTube, been to shows, listened to people. I think right now I need to experience it.
Yep.
And go through it myself.
Mm.
I had a friend who was like, I got a clutch if you want to come over and, help me cut the eggs. I'm like, nope, I'm good. Let me know when you cut them. I hope they're okay. First clutch I cut, I wanted to be mine.
Yeah.
And that's kind of short term, right? Just get a clutch, get that experience. I think I have a few good projects. Long term is to decide which project I'm really going to put my resources into.
There you go.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit because you
Sure.
sent us your list of animals.
Mm-hmm.
What do you love?
I'm going to say sunset.
I'm going to say sunset because you already mentioned it.
Love sunset. Love ultramel.
Yep.
I love
you, Steven, in the comments.
Yes, where is Steven?
That's probably why I'm part of his Patreon.
Any second now. Hey, friends, it's coming.
Love sunset. Love ultramel. I love paint.
Nice.
Recently, I got a couple of paint animals that I want to jump into. And I love scrambler.
Nice.
I know some people say it's not real. Some people say it is. Don't care.
Yeah.
Spend my money. I like it. That's what I'm going to do. And I've got scrambler male, scrambler female, super orange, dream, het pied, pied, het hypo. One of them is actually locked to an orange ghost inchy female right now. So
okay.
Hopefully that results in some beautiful babies. There's one gene I've been thinking about hard, and it's jaguar.
Okay.
Something a little different. Not a lot of people are working.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have one other gene that's called Astro.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody working it. Honestly.
No, when you sent me the list, I think there was like 3 of them total on Morph Market. So yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, I saw it on Morph Market. What I did then was just start looking for pictures. Astro clowns. I think I saw one picture of an Astro clown, and that was it. Excuse me. So at that point, I was like, nobody's working it.
There you go.
I like it. I like these floating alien heads.
Yeah.
And then I got a male. It was black pastel het clown, as well as a single gene male. So I was like, I think I'm gonna try it. I don't know what it will do, but there's only one way to find out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna work it into some different genes, see what happens.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Did you? I know you mentioned Jaguar. Did you see Justin's videos on the Jaguar?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What Spot Nose did to that thing to me was amazing. And the yellow belly and Spot Nose, and I've got a couple of Mario animals here, and I've seen a Jaguar Mario that was pretty impressive to me as well. So,
what would you like to see Jaguar in?
I believe it or not, I think Jaguar would be interesting in sunset.
Okay.
I think that pattern would be really interesting. I don't think it would wash away the color too much. So I'd like to see it there. I also want to see it in ultramel.
Okay.
I think there could be some really interesting contrast there with that, with the purple and the gold or yellow. Yeah.
I'm not blown away by the Jaguar clown. I think I would like to see a puzzle Jaguar. So I'll be pairing. I have a pinstripe Jaguar breeder male, and I think I'll be putting him to a puzzle female.
It's interesting. I just just picked up my first puzzle animal. Initially, puzzle was like, I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Sort of puzzle clown, wasn't impressed.
No.
And then I saw, I think it was Brock who made a puzzle sunset.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, puzzle's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Tinley and said I wasn't going to buy anything.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah. Shout out to Amos Reptiles. I picked up
Jason.
a male puzzle het ultra male.
Nice.
And 2 triple head hypo ultra male puzzle females.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, I could do puzzle, I could do ultra male. I think those 2 might work well together. So
yeah. I just picked up this weekend from Josh. I got a male mahogany double ultra puzzle and then a female cinnamon double head ultra puzzle.
Awesome.
Yep. So I'm there with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to also, kind of go the way with the ultra male. Obviously, not ultra male sunset. Obviously, make the sunset clown. I want to make the sunset ultra male. I want to make the sunset. I want to do sunset pied, clown pied, sunset ultra male pied as well. Just to see what it looks like. I picked up a quad head male, ultra male clown, sunset pied male. And I'm hoping I can get him to act right with the ladies.
Yeah.
It's crazy because 4 years ago, somebody would be like, I ain't picking up a quad het. And now you can shed test everything. And it's like, it's not a problem. I'm going to gamble.
Yeah. I feel like it's all a gamble, right?
Yeah.
It's all,
even if you know it's there, it's still a gamble in terms of the pairing. But,
I have that scrambling male, for instance. I picked him up. And he's to size. He's good. I put him with this female at least 4 or 5 times. Right to the corner, curl up, sit back,
Try guy.
This last time I was like, okay, storm's coming. Maybe I'll try that, Even have a barometer in my snake room. So when it dropped below 29, I was like, let's try it. Put him in and, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours later, opened up the tub. And he had it in a chokehold. I was like, great. He finally figured it out.
Nice. So, there we go.
And, I told myself, whatever I do along this thing, just celebrate the small stuff. Celebrate those small victories. When something works, it works. When things go as planned, because the setbacks are coming.
Yeah, it's inevitable. There's a learning curve.
Yeah.
And this is a long game, right? This is definitely a long game.
Yep.
So, where are you at?
I'm in Georgia.
For the audience, where in Georgia are you at?
I'm west of Atlanta in Douglasville.
Okay. Yeah. Have you not started knocking on doors at any of the big guys? Everybody seems to be in Georgia now.
So I've visited Bob's facility.
Oh, nice.
I picked up an animal from Bob, and when I bought it,
what up, KG?
I just reached out to him and said, hey, I'm local, would love to come by and see your facility. And it was interesting because Bob was awesome. My wife came with me, and I had purchased an ultrasound and was trying to figure out, okay, why can't I see what I need to see?
Okay.
So we get there, and he shows me the animal. Then he starts just showing me around, showing me snakes, and I'm walking around, my mouth half open, and and then all of a sudden my wife just looks at him and goes, "Do you ultrasound?" And he says, "Yeah." She says, "Oh, can you show us?" He pulls the cart and starts ultrasound. I was like, "Oh, whoa!" And I think it kind of surprised me because I'm like, "Wait, Bob is taking the time out, to do this," and the appreciation was immense, obviously, but the experience was even that much better, right? And then, Tinley talking to folks like, you mentioned KG. Actually, was able to have dinner with him and a bunch of other breeders, which was really cool.
Nice.
It's part of his Patreon, and obviously Steven and his Patreon.
Mhm.
We were upstairs, and it just, the community itself is great. And trust me, I'm sure there's some assholes out there.
Probably.
I'm
The reality is the community will weed them out quick.
Yeah, I'm not looking for them. And here's the thing: this whole thing is a microcosm of society. So if it's a society,
exactly.
So it does nothing surprises me.
Yeah.
And I guess I've been on Earth too long. I sniff out bullshit pretty quick. So, but mostly everybody I've met has been like really helpful and just good people.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna try. Oh shoot!
You sent us your list, and you had a bunch of pairings that you're working on right now.
Yep.
Are the pairings you're doing now a long-term thing, or was it something that was like, okay, it's my first year, this is what I have?
So I have one that's kind of okay, you're ready, he's ready, you're going together. It's a GHI, leopard GHI het clown male to that Enchi mahogany clown female. Green Enchi mahogany clown female.
You know what, though? That was one of my favorite ones of your list.
Really?
I love GHI. GHI is my favorite gene. It's also why I like Sunset, because it's like the red GHI.
Yeah. And then the Astro, when I got that male, he was ready. And then I have a hypo calico girl that I ran him to.
Nice.
So we'll see, and that was one nobody could say don't do it because it's not going to look good because nobody's ever seen Astro and Calico together. So
right there you go.
But other than that, everyone I think kind of is in line with a project.
Okay.
Either the ultra male, my Sunset girl's not ready yet. I've got a couple of males that she could go to. And then I also have some females that by next season will be ready to go. Yeah, so
I will take that a little back. I also like the Sunset spot nose to the Super Enchi Hypo Het Sunset.
Yeah.
I do like that one.
Yeah.
The Hypo Sunset, but also the spot nose in it.
Interested in that one. I think he's a first timer. She's a first timer, so we'll see. She probably needs about 300 more grams. A few more meals in her, and she'll be ready.
Start pairing. She'll gain weight quick.
Yeah.
I've definitely found that you start pairing at 1250, 1300 grams, and those females realize that there's a male in the area, and they'll just start packing on pounds. They'll blow up to 1600 pounds before you know it. Not pounds, 1600 grams.
Yeah.
1600 pounds. That's
good. Yeah, that's good to know. See, and I think that's one of the other things I love is that, there's so many different ways to do things, and everybody has their own style, own method. And I'm like, well, being new, I can kind of just try and figure out what works for me.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
Definitely, since you have the ultrasound too, it's not always about weight or age or anything. Yeah. It's just whenever they're ready.
Whenever they're ready.
I've had some small girls that have gone. I've had some small girls that I've purchased that said, I started pairing. And I'm like, really? And then I get them and then they have eggs. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess she was good to go.
I may throw that male in there after all. He's got to learn sometime.
There you go.
Let's see. How are you tracking everything right now?
I use Husbandry Pro.
There you go. There's a shout out for Husbandry Pro and Reptile.
And I'm old school. I got an Excel spreadsheet. I got some pen and paper. I got, trusty clipboard. you know,
There you go.
But
I got my whiteboard over here.
Yeah,
next
got
to
a
my desk.
whiteboard over here as well.
That is my snakes.
But I try to use Husbandry Pro for everything. Just trying to get used to it. I think old habits die hard sometimes.
Yeah.
And pen and paper is kind of, again, I'm old school, so I'll use pen and paper. I'll put it in an Excel spreadsheet. But trying to focus on Husbandry Pro. I actually just put the QR codes on the tubs of the females, so when I do ultrasound them, I can just go over, scan it, and go right to that spot in Husbandry Pro.
Yeah.
Nice.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
If I had to go in, click
manually.
Yeah. Activity and all that, I probably wouldn't use it.
That is probably why, like, I signed up for HB a long time ago, and it was so manual back in the day. Like, Zach has gone through and does so much work. Every time I go back into Husbandry Pro now, I'm like, I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know you could do this. This would have made me continue using this years ago if we could have done this years ago.
Yeah.
Zach is awesome about doing all the software updates and the back end stuff. So, when I first got onto it, I might as well have just used Excel spreadsheets, right?
Yeah.
And it was more labor intensive than just going cell to cell, right? And so now it's way better. Way better.
Yeah,
so,
if I can get the labels to print, I'll
there you go. Yeah.
But I believe that's my printer, not the.
I think for a lot of people, what ends up happening is you don't really need it when you have a small collection. You can just use a spreadsheet, and then by the time you realize you need it, it's a mountain to get everything imported into it.
Yeah, I'd say you hit the nail on the head for me anyway. I used to keep everything on a spreadsheet. You get a new snake in, you go and add it, and then I, click from top to bottom and see how many lines it was. Okay, I can tell you how many snakes I had. Let me get into Excel, click and drag, and
right.
And then one day I was like, okay, wait a minute. This is too much in Excel. And then I was like, I'll give Husbandry Pro a try. I got the free trial, and I was like, wait a minute. I have to enter all of these.
Yeah.
Put all of these in. But that was the most time-consuming part. Once I got them in, it wasn't easy. Now, if I get a new animal, they go straight into Husbandry Pro first. So,
funny thing about that too is I think Zach has built in the function of being able to drag and drop Excel files directly.
Yeah, you can import now.
Yeah, import.
Because now you tell me.
Well, you do have to have like your Excel file or CSV or whatever you upload needs to be formatted correctly. Like the columns need to match what's in Husbandry Pro.
Yeah.
So there is some manual work there, but it is like if you have 100 animals and already have like the weight column, just change whatever you need to change and then import it and all the weights for everything. So speaking of husbandry, what's your daily, weekly routine like in your room? You said I think you have like what, 60 animals?
Yeah, about 60 animals. It's my first stop every morning. So it's actually my work office. I work in this room. My snakes are in the room. And it's like the first room after I leave my bedroom. Like walk out of the bedroom is first room on the left. And this is my first stop every morning. The dogs are like, what the hell? We need to go out and use the snakes, But I come in here and every day I open up every tub and just look in, make sure everything's okay.
Nice.
Any spot cleaning needs to take place, I do it at that point. If they shed, I have a little key tag on there that, I'll move to the middle of the tub to let me know I need to change that tub. And I'll do a deep clean on that tub when they shed. And then Other than that, that's it. I use key tags. I need to develop a better system for feeding because I don't feed everybody. Everybody doesn't eat every week.
Mm.
So, the little ones I feed a bit more often.
Mm.
Those are easy to keep up with. I think for me, it becomes challenging when that male or that female decides they don't want to eat.
Yeah.
And then, okay, you didn't eat last week, and then tracking it. Okay, now you didn't eat this week, and I haven't put the feedings in the Husbandry Pro yet. So
That'll help.
yeah,
That'll help when you get those in there.
Do
I think
you?
once I get the QR codes to print and labels on the tub, that'll be a game changer for me. That's what I need.
Just message Zach. Anybody who needs help with QR codes, message Zach, harass him, and tell him I sent you, and tell him to have him help you figure out the QR codes.
Yeah, it's actually a printer for me. It's not,
Okay.
because I printed them on regular paper and cut some out for the females and stuck them to the tub.
No, it's still Zach's fault. Okay.
Do you breed your own rodents?
So I'm actually in with a couple of other breeders here in Georgia on the rodents, where we go in on food, and that was my wife's one. Hell no, hell to the no, absolutely not. No rodents, in the garage, or I wanted to put a shed in the backyard. My backyard is not that big, enough room for a shed.
Yeah.
But she said I was too close to the house. I was like, if they get out, they're not coming to knock on the door. They're probably going, into the woods behind the house.
Yeah.
She was like, nope.
Yeah.
So, but before that, I was actually buying rodents, and I had about, I think we went into that when I was at about 40, 42 animals.
Mm.
And I was probably spending, I don't know, almost $200 a week.
Yeah.
Like we are so I think I was going to the pet store to get rodents until I had about 40.
Yeah.
And then someone mentioned you should probably go talk to Trevor. And I went and talked to Trevor. I messaged Trevor. I'm like, hey, and it was like half the cost. But like there's a point where like even though my wife really doesn't want me to have the rodents, that it might just get to a point where it's like, well, like the only way I'm going to be able to grow
Right.
is if I'm doing this myself, because even buying them from Trevor, and Trevor is fairly affordable. Like it gets expensive really quick, especially like when you start getting all the babies.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. I was like, okay, I'm at 40 now, spending almost $200 a week. It was like a car note, when I get to, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Something's got to give. Started asking around. Ran into another breeder here in Georgia who was also buying his rodents. So at first he and I were going to go in, and then we found another breeder who was already breeding rodents. He was like, no, you all buy some racks over here, bring me food, bedding. I'll do, take care of them, and you come pull for me. Bingo. What do you need?
That's right.
And I think at that point, I was like, oh, the only problem with that is I looked, I was like, ooh, now I can buy more snakes.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you somewhere at some point, right?
So, when I had 40 and was paying for it, it got to a point where I was like, if I buy this snake, that's another $350 on top of what I'm already paying. If I buy two, that's $7. It's just, and the math wasn't mathing for me. We got to figure something out here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So that's your room there. What do you do when you bring in a new snake? What are your
So I have a room,
quarantine
next door where I have a 5-drawer rack with a V200 or something like that on there, and heat tape. So they'll stay in there. 30 days on paper. As long as they're eating, I give them a mite bath anyways. But as long as I don't see any mites, any signs of any RI or anything like that, they can come into the room. They come in here.
Nice. Where do you see yourself capping out on number of snakes? Do you have a goal, like a 5-year or 10-year goal? Where's
I
the
have
better
a number on it.
Is the better question, how many snakes can you fit in that room?
So here's the good thing.
Good.
My daughter moved back home and moved into my basement, and I finished my basement, my own hands.
Nice. Got
it set up down there, and had my own man cave ready, and then poof, that was gone in an instant. She has since given notice that she's moving.
Oh.
So I looked at my wife. I said, "Hey, I can move my reptile room downstairs to the basement."
I can fit 8 more 5540s down there.
In my mind, it was, I could put like 3 racks on that wall, on that wall. Yeah. So once I move, so right now I have a 5540, I have a 5040, and I'm thinking, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4, 5 PVC racks.
Okay. Yeah.
One that holds hatchlings, actually 2 that hold hatchlings, and the others can hold the grow ups. And I'm not at capacity yet, even in the 5540 or the 5040.
Okay.
I can move everything from right now. I can move everything from those PVC racks into my 5540, and all those PVC racks would be empty.
Gotcha.
But my thought is, I've been thinking about investing in a 1065.
I love mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something that I can put that hatchling in and leave them in there. It's at least 600-700 grams.
Yep.
Ready to move up. And I, in my mind, I'm saying, okay, once I get that, that's it. But I'm not. It's not in cement. Let me just. I just. It's just so. It's like sometimes I'll just come in here and just look and just stand in front of my racks and just stare and go,
yeah.
What can I do now? Where can this
It's
go?
hard when you have the babies too, because like I've had to go back like 5 times over the course of the year and go like, I can't keep everything. I'm going to bring it to the show.
That's a great, I don't know. I need to think about it probably because, at some point, hopefully in the next 3-4 years, I'll be retiring.
There you go.
And this will be my retirement hobby.
There you go.
And I do want to vend.
Okay.
I want to give it a shot, see how it goes.
Yeah.
So
you might know a guy that has a show down there that
your
facility.
It's a small show that takes place down here.
Small show, right?
Trust me, I already have my room booked for that one. So
nice.
It's like, how big can I go?
Yeah.
Me and a couple of other breeders have talked about, hey, we can do more together than we can apart, and individually. And when I think about that, it's like, whoa, we can kind of, take this thing and make it something and make some like beautiful shit. It's just like, the wheels start burning and turning. But
then you just go from retirement into a different job.
Right, there you go. But the difference is I love this job.
There you go. That's awesome.
What's been your biggest learning experience through the course of having the animals?
patience and perseverance.
There you go. There you go.
I don't have a lot of patience. Never had a lot of patience. These animals are giving me patience.
Yeah.
Teaching me patience, perseverance. The other learning curve, I think, is just the whole social media aspect.
Yeah.
I have a YouTube channel, Chronicles of a Newbie, that I started that I need to be more consistent on. Just flat out. I sometimes just don't find. I can't. Sometimes say I can't find the time. Sometimes I just don't have. I guess I hit creator's block, if you will.
Okay.
To talk about, but being consistent in that, I need to be more consistent with that. Absolutely.
It gets hard. Like when we did when we started doing this, we talked about our goals for the year. And one of my goals was posting every day on social media. And I was really good for a while. And then I was in the hospital for a week for an infection.
Yeah.
And ended up getting out, and it completely fell off. But I was also getting to a point where it's like, I don't know what to post about.
Yeah. I come through, I take pictures, and I'm like, okay, should I post this picture? Nah, that picture's not good enough. Let me think about it. And I probably should just stop second guessing myself, post the damn picture that I take.
Yeah.
And move on. You know what I mean? But
the great thing about this community too is you could post the exact same snake, a different picture every week, and it'll always get likes because we all love snakes. It doesn't matter.
I didn't think about it, but I took another picture finally when I got that scrambler mailer lock. I took the picture. I said, okay, I'll post this, and then started working, and next thing you know, I'm going through. It's like, damn, I didn't post anything.
Yeah,
post the picture. Just I think in terms of learning curves, patience, perseverance, and the social media. But social media is really important.
It is.
It's how you get your name out. It's how you get your brand out. It's how people get to know you. It's how people see what you have. Do you have something I want? I might be interested in.
Are you in the same project that I'm interested in being in?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
People in projects band together, right?
Or like, especially with like higher end stuff or stuff that there's not a lot of stuff available for. It's like, does he actually have it? Let me go check his social media.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and it looks like he got the sunset from Brock or got it from this person. And
Yeah. So, I need to get, I think that learning curve of how important the social media is and the time that it takes. And, you can just, post things that you do normally. Well, I normally don't take my phone, put it in a tripod, and film myself. So I forget to do that. And then it's like, yeah, but that's content, when you're cleaning the tubs, when you're doing this. Yeah, I forget to tape it. It's like, so just something, something I need to focus on, need to get better at.
There you go. One piece of advice you would give to new breeders.
To new breeders, take your time. Take your time.
I like it.
And not just take your time with what you're buying, and what you're investing in.
Don't buy every pretty snake that you see at the expo. What? Wait a second. I did not listen to you at all.
I bought every other one, not every one.
Yeah.
The only reason I have a morph market, and the only reason I have sales is because those were the first 5 or 6 animals I bought.
Yeah.
That I couldn't do anything with, and I looked at them one day and was like, I'm not going to use them. Let me get rid of them. All they're doing is taking up space and eating. So I got rid of those. Excuse me, but take your time. I would say pick pick a project, but I'm not sure. For me, I picked a project, then I saw something else,
Mm-hmm.
something else. Doesn't mean I like the first one any less.
Right.
It's just other ones that I like, but don't stretch yourself too thin.
There you go.
Yeah.
We had a discussion a long time ago about projects and diversifying or being pretty focused, and like it's a tough one because like with me, I love GHI, but GHI itself isn't really a project. I like just putting it to a bunch of things.
Right.
I'm the other thing I'm heavily into is Dreamsicle, which is, its own little project. But I don't know, like again, too, we're in an age where we can shed test, so you don't need as much space as you needed before to work a project, because you can test things and know, like, okay, I got double, triple hets.
In terms of project, like I said, I have Sunset, I have Ultramel, and I kind of look at them as one big project, if you will, because they can, I can mix and mingle, and they play well together. And I have, some outside stuff like paint, for instance.
Did you get the paint stuff from Will?
I got my paint stuff from Savage Morphs, I believe.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I have a female from him as well.
Yeah.
Banks.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like paint, and now I'm in puzzle. But to me, all of those things kind of play well together. So luckily, I can, while I didn't think about this, I don't know, this Ultramel mail for this puzzle project, I might be able to use it for the puzzle project. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I'm sure tomorrow it'll be, I'll look at something and go, ooh,
I could do that.
I'd like to get in there. I just honestly, I can't afford.
Yeah.
I won't let myself afford them. I'm not gonna, go into debt.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, at least too much anyway.
Do you see yourself diversifying into other animals?
I've been thinking about two other different animals, bloods and green trees.
Green trees, nice.
Been thinking about green trees, not breeding bloods. Really, the green trees to me are just beautiful animals.
Yeah.
That in the right display look awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been thinking about that, and bloods are just some of the colors and patterns, just amazing.
Yeah, that golden eye is really cool.
Oh man, watching Juggernaut's Instagram and seeing the pictures of stuff he's making, like with the pieds now, and like another one that low key is really cool, Viper boas.
Viper boa, not familiar.
Yeah, check out some Viper boas. They're pretty cool.
Okay.
Trevor, you got anything else?
Okay, so from when you first started in the breeding path to where you are now, what's one thing that most people misunderstand when they're first getting into the hobby that you now know that you didn't know when you first started?
Just one?
I mean, what's the biggest one, I would say?
How important it is to be flexible.
Okay. I like that.
Whether it's, you lay out a plan today, got to be flexible. That plan, that male may not go, that female may not go. So now what? An animal may die. A little over a month ago, I opened up a tub, and I had a nice Wookiee clown female in there, dead.
Oh no.
Don't know how it happened. Rack your brain, and wasn't kept any different than any other animal in here. So be flexible.
Yeah.
And, you know, for me, give myself a break.
There you go. I like that. I especially like the flexible one too, because this is such a changing market all the time, right? There are guys at the top that make a certain gene or whatever combo really popular.
Yep.
The beginning of the year, and then everybody jumps on that, right? And allowing yourself to be flexible to either follow or do something different. I think is pretty key. It's pretty key.
I don't, and I know I hear people all the time, don't follow everybody else. Don't follow everybody else. Go your own path, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just because you're working the same gene as someone else doesn't mean you have to follow the same.
Right.
Air it the same way.
Mm.
And then, flexibility. Hell, look at the market. I mean, and you have to remember, to me, when I look at the market, people complain about the market and, they're not selling for what they used to.
Yeah.
This is a disposable income market.
Right.
If folks don't have disposable income, snakes are not a necessity.
No, if you tanks, and nobody's going out to buy snakes. Right?
You're not selling water. You're not selling electricity. You're not selling natural gas. Hey, the price is the price. It is what it is. Sometimes it's going to drop. And I haven't been in it that long. Just kind of if you look at economics, it had its high during COVID. Now it's back down. I think it's kind of leveling out to kind of a normal range. Hopefully it goes up. I think we all hope that.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't,
it goes up and down, man.
Yeah.
Peaks and valleys.
Yeah. Peaks and valleys.
That's any industry.
Yep. Right.
Yeah. And I wasn't meaning so much like follow like that. Like for me, right? When the Kiki came out, I wasn't moving in that direction. And I saw that animal and I was like, I have the makings for that already. Yeah. I might as well just start doing that. Right? Because that's a freaking cool looking animal, right? So that's kind of what I was getting at. No, I didn't mean that's not what I
meant. And I think if you like it, damn, who made it before? You know what I mean? If you like it, do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You're the one who has to live with it. You're the one who has to take care of it. You're the one who has to feed it.
Right.
If I like it, I'm gonna scrambler.
There you go.
A lot of controversy around it. I have it. I love it. You don't believe in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't know what to do with that. You know what I mean?
That's your problem, not mine.
Appreciate you sharing, but on to the next
topic. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Where can people find you, Jeff?
Find me at Bald Head Balls on Morph Market and Instagram.
Instagram. You got Facebook?
I do. Bald Head Balls.
Yeah. Twitter?
Say again?
Twitter? X?
I don't have a Twitter. Working on a TikTok.
TikTok. Okay,
TikTok is next. Yeah.
Nice. And
work on my social media.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Got anything else, Josh?
No, that's it. Jeff, just thanks for coming on and spending an hour with us while we ramble.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
It was more of an interrogation.
Yeah, I can ramble about snakes all night. So
yeah.
Absolutely. Stick around. Thanks everybody for joining us. Make sure you go follow Jeff, and if you liked it and you want to be on the show and you're a newer breeder or somebody just wanted to get their name out there more, feel free to hit us up, and we would love to have you on in our new breeder episode once a month. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks everybody. Oh my God, Instagram, I missed a lot. Okay. Thanks everybody for being over on Instagram too. Sorry I neglected you over there. Oh, Quite a few people came over from Instagram too. That's good. All right.
Awesome.
Hit the like, share, subscribe button. We don't say that enough, and we were told at the ARPE that we should. So do that, and we'll see you guys next week. We both have specials going on, running till next week. So hit us up if you guys are wanting to get on the Hypo Clown project from Josh and the DG project from me.
Awesome.
Until next time, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Hang out for a minute and back.
Will do.
All right. Thanks, everyone.